I was always called Daddy's girl. In my family, that almost sounded like a title, not because I was spoiled. My father, William Harper, just truly treated me differently. He built his company from nothing, became a millionaire before 40, and turned our last name into a brand. People respected him, feared him, admired him. But at home, he was just Dad. We lived in a massive mansion on a hill outside the city. White stone, glass walls, a staircase that curved upward like something out of a movie. When I was a kid, I used to slide across the marble floors in my socks while my brother Ryan chased me with a toy airplane. He was 4 years older than me. My hero. He protected me, taught me things, defended me at school. I believed there was no one in the world who loved me more. I was wrong. When I was 22, my father got sick. At first, it seemed temporary. Stress, exhaustion, doctor visits. But within months, everything changed. Hospitals, closed doors, whispered conversations. Ryan took control of the business almost overnight. Meetings, lawyers, finances. Everyone said it made sense. He was the heir, the future head of the company. I just tried to be there for Dad. One evening, he asked me to sit with him. He was already too weak to get out of bed. His face looked thinner than I had ever seen it, but his eyes were still warm. He held my hand and said quietly, "Emma, no matter what happens, remember, you're stronger than you think." I smiled through tears. "Dad, you're going to be fine." He didn't answer. He just squeezed my hand tighter. 3 weeks later, he was gone. The funeral was enormous. Politicians, executives, reporters, people I had never met came up to me telling me what a great man my father had been. Ryan stood beside me, cold, composed, already different. A few days after the funeral, he called me into Dad's office. There was a folder on the desk. He spoke calmly, almost professionally. "The company, the assets, the properties, they're mine now. You have a trust fund. You'll be taken care of." At first, I didn't understand. "Wait, what about the house?" He looked straight at me. "That's mine too." Something inside me collapsed. "But Dad said—" Ryan interrupted me. "There are documents, Emma. Signed, legal, final." He handed me the papers. I flipped through the pages without really seeing them, just my father's signature at the bottom of each one. My hands started shaking. "I need time," I whispered. He nodded. "Of course. You have 1 month to move out." 1 month. To leave the house where I grew up, the life I thought was mine. Moving out was the most humiliating moment of my life. I rented a tiny apartment in a normal neighborhood. No gates, no security, no panoramic windows. For the first time, I bought groceries myself, paid bills, took public transportation. I felt lost. But the worst part wasn't the money. It was the betrayal. My brother chose money over me. 2 months later, I found a job as an assistant at a design studio. The salary was nothing compared to what I was used to, but for the first time in my life, I was earning my own money, and strangely, I felt proud. Then one day, our family lawyer called me, Mr. Carter. He had worked with my father for over 20 years. "Emma, your father left something else. We need to meet." My heart started racing. Inside the envelope was a flash drive. That night, I opened the file. My father appeared on the screen, thin, tired, but alive. "If you're watching this, it means Ryan did what I feared," he said calmly. "He was always ambitious, but money started changing him." Tears filled my eyes instantly. "Officially, everything is under his name," Dad continued. "That was necessary to protect the company, but I created something separate for you." He paused. "There is an investment fund in your name. You will receive full access after 1 year living independently, without family support." I covered my mouth, crying. He knew everything. "And one more thing," he added softly. "I want you to learn who you are without our money, because money can disappear, but you must remain." The video ended. I cried for almost an hour. That year became the hardest year of my life. I worked, studied, made mistakes, sometimes cried at night from exhaustion. But slowly, something changed. I became more confident, more capable, independent. For the first time, I knew who I was without money. Exactly 1 year later, Mr. Carter handed me the documents. The amount was enormous, more than enough to buy several houses like the one I lost. But that wasn't the biggest surprise. That same day, Ryan called me. "We need to talk." When I saw him, he looked exhausted, dark circles under his eyes. "The company is struggling," he admitted. "A major deal collapsed. The banks are pressuring us. I need your help." I looked at him and felt a calm I had never felt before. Once I would have done anything for him. Not anymore. "You threw me out of my home," I said quietly. He looked down. "I know, I was wrong." There was a long silence. Then he said something unexpected. "I was afraid," he whispered. "Dad always looked at you differently. I thought if I didn't take everything, I'd never be enough." Something inside me shifted. He wasn't defending himself. He was confessing. I took a slow breath. "I'll help the company," I said. "But the house, we share it." He nodded. And for the first time in a long time, I saw my brother again. A few months later, the company stabilized. We sold assets, restructured debt, brought in investors. I officially joined the board. One evening, I drove back to our old house. The sun was setting behind the hill, covering the walls in golden light. I stood there and realized something simple. The house didn't define me anymore. I defined myself. And maybe that was the lesson my father wanted me to learn all along.